kind of early in the morning. I always have to say this, put out this disclaimer because I ain't trying to be cool. I don't like wearing shades, you know what I'm saying? But, the pollen is killing me. I don't know if you all familiar with pollen, but it happens, every year. It's pretty much the semen of plants and grass and all of that. So, every year we're inhaling the semen of trees. And seriously, I'm not lying. That's my word. That's what pollen is. If you don't believe me, look it up. You know what I'm saying? So it just so happens that I'm allergic to semen trees. The semen from trees. Seriously. And, my eyes puff up in the morning time and I get the sniffles and all the rest of that stuff, sneezing and all the rest of that, right? So I'm going to wear these glasses until, it calm down and then, later on in the afternoon I'm good, right? So, listen, thought about it, right? I've been living in Charlotte for quite some time. The first time I moved here was in 2009. And in 2009, Charlotte was a way different city than what it is right now. Charlotte wasn't as busy. There were things to do, but not a lot of things to do. You understand? It wasn't this city that is the center of attention right now. It definitely was a city that was growing. When I first came here, they just had finished the Lenox light rail that extends from the end of South Boulevard going into Pineville, all the way up to Uptown. From Uptown all the way to UNCG, that didn't exist. What else? They still had up right off of South Boulevard where Carvana is at, like a couple blocks up. They still had up the drive-in movie theater. What else? They had Eastland Mall still there, but it was people were actually, it was like a flea market, you understand? And then the Mexicans would play soccer inside the mall where they used to ice skate at. So, I know some of y'all don't know what Eastland Mall is, but, it used to be the center of attraction, in Charlotte. I wasn't there for that, but I did come in, move in on the back end when they actually turned into like a flea market where you can actually rent out, like the retail places, in the mall for little to nothing. What else? South End didn't exist. I mean, it was there, but if you were to say, I'm going to South End this weekend, people would look at you like you were funny. Back then in 2009. Ramere Park didn't exist. The condos and apartments that surround Ramere Park didn't exist. None of that existed. A lot of the buildings on that side didn't exist. I mean, Charlotte was this city in 2009 that was like laid back, and you could get around the city. It was just this chill, mad, laid back city. That's just what it was. And then, as time progressed, I left in 2016, I think 2016. I fell for the hype of Atlanta, being that I'm black, automatically, I had to go down there because they were like, it's the black Mecca, and, black people running stuff, and, it's black-owned businesses and all the rest of that stuff. So it attracted me. Atlanta attracted me. I felt as though that I could move down there and have a better opportunity because in Charlotte, even though it was better than Raleigh, and it's better than a lot of places I've been to. It wasn't as fast-paced at that point in time as Atlanta is, right? So I moved down there, and it turned out to be the exact opposite of what I wanted it to be, you know what I'm saying? And I truly regret moving down there because while I was down there, I just kept on hearing about Charlotte. That's when they had the All-Star games here. They actually did what did they played somebody in London, or one of those Carolina Panthers, that is. They played someone in London or somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And that's when Cam Newton was playing for the Carolina Panthers, so they were somewhat good. It was just things building up that led to where we're at right now. You know what I'm saying? So I moved back in 2019, right? Yeah, I think 2019. I get back and I'm driving around and I'm somewhat lost because, taking heat. I've been living in Atlanta about 2.5 years, going on 3. And I'm seeing all of this stuff and I'm like, I saw that they were in the process of building up South End. You understand? They still had the Pepsi Cola, that right on the corner. I forgot what the name of that street is, but they still had the Pepsi Cola there. The soda thing, right? But they were building condos and apartments, as you can see now, like going up further in South End, going up closer to Uptown. So I saw that they were building things, right? They had tore down Healthy Home Market, and they were in the process of building that Harris Teeter right across the street on South End from those apartments and condos and stuff, right? So I saw that they were in the process of building stuff. But when I got here, I'm like, whoa, I'm lost because I didn't even know half of this stuff existed. Because I've been going about 2.5 years, right? I get on the highway and 77 is backed up. 277 is backed up in East Independence Boulevard. Now taking heat, before I left, it was backed up, but not like how it's backed up now. Not like how it's backed up now. And I moved back to my same area that I left, which was Still Creek. And I remember Still Creek Road, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that off of that intersection of Weston House, Weston House and Still Creek Road. And Bride Creek Road going further up. And then Brentwood, all of that area, like they had did they have the premium? No, they didn't even have the Premium Outlet Mall. I think they did. They were finishing that up. It was just a lot of stuff that I was like, wow. And then it was just a surplus of people. Because right now we're knocking on close to 3 million people. I think it's 2.6 million or something like that. In the metropolitan area, including, Gastonia, Rock Hill, and Concord. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think Indian Trail too, so they include all of that area, about 2.6 million, you know what I'm saying, roughly 3 million people. So now it's like, I'm not gonna lie, I've done these videos and I don't have regrets. I don't have a problem with helping people get down here. It's not that I don't wish people would move back, but I just know that I played a part in Charlotte being what it is, which is damn near overcrowded now. Not true in heat. I didn't play a part like I moved 50,000, 100,000 people down here. But taking heat, just think about the average person that lives in Charlotte, right? They may tell their friend or their uncle or their brother, their sister. 9 times out of 10, the people that they, may talk to and try to convince to move down here, they don't move down here. Most people don't. Most people are cool where they stay at or where they live at. You know what I'm saying? But every now and then you may have a family member or a friend that moved down with you or said, you know what, let me go down here and check out Charlotte. And then they liked it and then they moved down. It's not the case with me. I can honestly say for a fact I've moved down 20 people. 20. And some of those people move down their family members as well. So I do, every time I get on 77 and it's backed up, every time I get on 485 and it's backed up, every time I get on East Independence or 277 or 85 and it's backed up, I can honestly say that I played somewhat, not a big part, not even a small one, but I played a inkling of a part of the reason why this place is overcrowded. Pretty Ricky said, yo, stop telling these people to move down here. I've had charlatans tell me, hey man, love your videos, love what you do, but could you stop telling these people to move down here? Because we are overcrowded, and it's true. It's true. Charlotte has gotten out of hand. And I am in fear of what to see in the next 2, 3, I say 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I'm in fear of it. They're building everywhere. So it doesn't make a difference whether I tell you all not to move down here or not. They are building for you. They are ready for you to come down here. If I stop doing videos about Charlotte right now and I tell people don't move down here, anyway, I mean, what power do I have? I can't tell people what to do. At the end of the day, the city's infrastructure, the way the city is built, it is prepared and ready for another influx of people. It's just at the end of the day, when there's an influx of people, what people don't understand is that everything else comes along with it. You understand? Like, I always tell the females I date, hey man, leave your luggage at the door. Don't bring your problems and everything that existed in your prior relationship into this one. But you can't tell that to people that move here. And it's just the truth. Some of you all may say, well, Langston, you out of pocket for saying that, but it's the truth. Like, there are bums. Seriously, we didn't have a lot of homelessness the way that we do now. And the reason why we have homeless people is because, seriously, homeless people move and migrate to places that they think that's going to be most beneficial towards them. And then they get here and they're like, oh man, I messed up again. Or some people move here and fail and they become homeless. Some people move here that sell drugs, that rob people. And they say that this is the perfect opportunity because this is a lot of people out here and I can go do A, B, and C. And you gotta be real. See, this is the problem. Like, we don't think, like both ways. We only think with a one-track mind. Meaning that I'm gonna go down there, I'm gonna get a job, I'm gonna do this. But other people have other reasons why they move down here. For the good or for the bad. So the more people move down here, you're gonna have different attitudes, people are gonna clash. And it's just that plain and simple. And then there's gonna be a fight for jobs. And do I think that Charlotte is gonna be the next Atlanta? Do I think that Charlotte's gonna turn into an Atlanta where there's hardly no jobs, classism, that exists inside the city limits, and then outside of the city limits of Atlanta, you have Metro Atlanta, which is racism. Do I think that Charlotte's gonna be that way? I'll say this, and this is my personal opinion. I don't think Charlotte is gonna be in Atlanta. The reason why is because Charlotte is prepared. They're rebuilding 485s as we speak. Putting in toll lanes. They're building everywhere. So they're building communities and apartment buildings and complexes and everything to the point where when you come down here, like I said, you'll have a place to stay. And then big businesses are migrating here, so you'll have jobs. And at the end of the day, you're always gonna have homelessness. I mean, I don't know any city in this country, and I may be wrong, that doesn't have homelessness. If it ain't just but one bum. You know what I'm saying? So Charlotte is gonna have its problems. It is. It's just that plain and simple. As the city gets bigger, then guess what? The problems are gonna increase. The crime rate is gonna go up. Everything is gonna go up. That plain and simple. So, this is something that we're gonna have to deal with, and I just think that Charlotte is gonna be all right. I think that if you look at Charlotte can teach other cities, and they can learn from Charlotte. Like, let me tell you something. Y'all just don't know, man. Like, listen, I'm going to leave eventually because I stay at a place and I'm there for a couple years and I absorb the culture, and then after that I move on. At the end of the day, I've always said this in every video. Charlotte's always going to be my home. So if it don't work out over here, then I'm going to always move back. That plain and simple. But y'all don't understand just how genuine and I don't know how to put it, but just how authentic this city is. Like before, listen, I look at the news, I do research, I read, I do all of that. Before Charlotte got to where it was at, right? They had plans on the infrastructure. They had blueprints on how Vermeer Park was going to be, how the Carolina Panthers football stadium was going to be in the 60s and 70s. That's the first thing. Then in the early, it was like 2010, 11, the city council were visiting like cities like Denver. I think they went to Minnesota and they went somewhere else. And they did their research. So they learned from other cities. And they came back and they look at what they're doing. Look at what they're doing in Uptown. Look at what they're doing in South End. And now they created a whole new area, whole new district called the Mill District, where Optimus Mall is at. Optimus Hall. Right in the Noda district. It's a new district that they just created. If y'all are up on, for all you Charlotteans that were born and raised here, or the people that live here, and they just created a new area called the Mill District. That plain and simple. So Charlotte is on the rise. And they should be on the rise because of the fact that, when you put in time and effort, hard work, it shows and proves. Now, when you say Charlotte, if I go out somewhere and I'm around this country, they say, where you from or where you live at? I say Charlotte. They're like, oh yeah, I know where Charlotte is at. Man, I heard good things about Charlotte, blah, 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 this and that and so forth. So Charlotte has become just like how Atlanta has became. So you don't have to say Atlanta, Georgia anymore. You could just say Atlanta. That plain and simple. Drop off the GA. Same thing with Charlotte. You can say, I'm from Charlotte, and drop off the NC. They'll know exactly what you're talking about. You understand? We're about to get our soccer team, soccer team in 2022. There's a lot of things happening in the city, man. And it's just, I don't know, man. I love how the city has grown. I welcome people here, but it's definitely gotten to the point where it's became overcrowded. And every now and then I just reminisce on when it was just so simple. And it really was just that. It was just so simple. It was in 2009, I say from 2009 to at least about 2013, Charlotte was just a small, big city. That's just what it was. You could get just about anywhere in the city, and it take a matter of minutes. Now, I leave. Now, I'm not gonna lie. This is my word. This is how I do, right? Wherever I gotta go, it's early in the morning, right? If I get out here, if I have to get out here between 3 and 5, I'm not going out. I'm staying at home. Plain and simple. If I get out here and I leave out between 3 and 5, I'm not going anywhere. That plain and simple. If I'm not going out early in the morning or before 3 o'clock, it's a wrap. And between 12 and 2, I'm not going out either. 77 is always backed up every day, all day, all the time. That plain and simple. And it's just, it's like, man, I remember one day I was like, yo, man, I want Charlotte to be a little bit more fast-paced, like, somewhat like New York, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I miss New York, and I'm not trying to move to New York back to New York because, the taxes, and it just costs too goddamn much to live there. You understand? And I was like, man, I want a faster paced city. And that's the reason, that's really, partly the reason why I moved to Atlanta. But it's like, I want to, faster paced city, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, how does the saying go? I always butcher sayings up. It's, you always get what you want, but then when you get it, you don't want it. And that's how it is. That's how it is, man. It's like I got exactly what I want. Exactly what I want. But now I don't want it. Because it's a lot, man. It's just, Charlotte has grown. And I know you all are not, like, y'all don't see things through my eyes because it's your first time coming here, It's like I always had to talk to Pretty Ricky and to see, his take on how he feels about the city because I've been here for years. So, you all are seeing, for you all have been here, lived here for the last 3 years, right? Y'all haven't seen Charlotte like I've seen it. You see what I'm saying? I moved here for the first time in 2009. And then some Charlotteans would be like, well, you didn't see the city like how I saw it. You understand? Prior to 2009. So the city has transitioned and has grown, you know what I'm saying, throughout the years. For the good, most, and then some for the bad. Leave it up to, my man Joe Sig, that's a Charlatan born and raised. He's like, yo, man, Charlotte is a lot more safer than what it used to be. It's kind of crazy to digest that when you hear about, people getting murdered. This 7-year-old child just got killed. So, man, let's just try to represent the city by just being the best that we can be, man. And, I'm not in those crime-infested areas, and I'm not here to talk about it. I don't know what these people are going through, so I can't judge them. The only thing I can say is that, man, sometimes you got to focus on yourself and get your mind right. That's what I had to do. I had to look at that man in the mirror, and instead of pointing the finger at everybody else, I had to point it at me. The minute that you do that, that's when you'll see that there needs to be a change in your life. And hopefully that change will be for the better. Other than that, for those that have moved here, I welcome you all. I apologize to you Charlotteans for bringing in a whole batch of other people into your city. But hey, man, look at it as a compliment. I like Charlotte that much to the point where I told a bunch of people and did a bunch of videos on Charlotte and was like, yo, y'all need to come down here because this is where it's at. I've never done that in my life. I've never said, yo, could you all come to Jamaica, Queens? Could you all come to Brooklyn? Could you all come to Atlanta? Could you all come to here? I never said that ever in my life. I've never done videos about any other place like the way that I've done about Charlotte. Not Raleigh, not Durham, not Greensboro, none of the places except for here. Other than that, I want y'all to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely share this video. Peace.